When I'm on the Henny, you hear my clutch, you hear my exhaust. Yeah, I came from the bottom, I came from a place where you don't make it out. I own a trap house on Cullen Road, you know ain't no drought.
Alright, so welcome back to another video. I know y'all have been waiting on me to do this for a hot little second, but this video will be about my first week of basic training. And what I mean by first week, I'm not talking about like when red phase actually starts. I'm talking about, getting on the plane, flying to wherever you're supposed to be doing your basic training at, getting on the bus and straight up pulling up the basic training. That is what I'm talking about. The real day one. I mean, if you already been to basic training, you'll understand like the real day one. Okay, but first I do want to say that basic training was one of the most fun times I've ever had in my entire life. And if somebody actually had a time machine, I would go back and redo basic training. I had so much fun, and it can be fun for everybody, but it just depends on who you are as a person. You have to know that, you're there to get something done. You have something to maybe prove to yourself too, but honestly, it's not that hard. It's super easy. To me, well, I'm not gonna say it's super easy. I struggled really physically because I'm from Mississippi, thick air, Delta, close to sea level, and I did my training in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Thin air, up in the mountains. Like it took a toll on my body, but I pushed through it, and eventually it became super easy, no problem. But other than, a lot of people would probably be like, oh, well, you didn't struggle, like being away from your family and stuff like that. I mean, it was hard here and there, being away from my family and stuff, but I knew what I signed up for, and I knew what I was getting myself into. I know what's on my plate. I got to get through this. That's just how I looked at it. Everybody may not look at it like that, And then I also looked at it as, I'm getting paid to get screamed at by a lot of people that I don't know. I mean, easy money. So, it was not that hard. It wasn't that bad. I had so much fun at basic training. So in this video, I'm going to just explain my experience, my first week at basic training. I will just add a little tips in there as I go along, because there was a lot of stuff that I messed up. Well, I didn't really just mess up, but I could have done a little bit better to stop certain things from happening. Okay, so again, I'm from Greenville, Mississippi. I ended up going to basic training at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Totally different environment. The weather's different. The air is super thin. So as I said, it did take a toll on my body because I was actually in shape when I went. I was actually in shape. You can go and look at pictures of me on my social media and stuff like that. I was actually in shape, but it was just so hard for my body to adapt to that thin air because I've been in the South so long, all my life. So me adapting to, that thin air and that kind of climate, it took me about a couple weeks to actually get accustomed to the weather. I went in April, but it was pretty cold to be April. Like when I went there, it was raining. And it was like 50 degrees. I had on a short sleeve shirt, bro. I'd never forget. Basic training is one thing I will never ever forget. I promise you will never forget once you go. But, to make it easier on yourself, you do want to kind of be in shape. You want to just prepare yourself mentally and physically of what you're going to be put through for odd number of weeks. Okay, I was there for 14 weeks because I did OSUT, where my basic training AIT is in one session. I stay with the same people, all of that. So we just do everything at one time and then we go back home. All right, so when I first went to basic training, it was pretty cold outside. I had short sleeve and some khakis, just normal type stuff. It was pretty cold for me around that time of the year, but it wasn't as bad. It really got way worse. I thought it was already bad then, but it got way worse. Like if you're going to Fort Leonard, if you're from the South, like if you're like from, I'm gonna say like Texas, if you're from the Southeast, I'm just gonna say the Southeast. If you're from the Southeast and you go to Fort Leonard Wood for basic training or Fort Benning, I really feel sorry for you. Like I will pray for you because that weather is ridiculous. Like it is not like being at home, I promise you. You may think that like, oh, you're getting used to it and it will change up on you. Like you will wake up and the weather's totally different outside. I promise you, it sucked. It was pretty chill like that first day until like I realized I had to be up at 4:00 in the morning. Like we pulled up on base at like 9:00. After we did everything that we were supposed to do, like paperwork, get all our stuff together, like clothes and all that. man, like PTs and stuff. By the time we got done getting all that stuff, bro, it was like 12. It was like midnight. So I didn't even know we had to be up at 4:30. So I'm sitting up there like, we had, bro, it's pitch black dark in the room. Like we didn't know anything was going on. It was like find a bunk and that's where you're sleeping. So you know what I'm saying? We was just looking around, pitch black, bro. We had them little itty bitty flash. Like you finna get a hard flash, like bro, you gotta have a red lens. You really ain't finna be able to see. So we sitting up there doing that, and I found a bunk. I got up there, bro. I swear to God, by the time I closed my eyes, it was already like 4 in the morning, bro. Like I know for a fact I only slept for maybe an hour and a half at the most. I was extremely nervous, so like, it was really kind of hard for me to sleep, and plus I was just in a new environment. You know what I'm saying? It's just natural for it to just happen. So I only slept for like an hour and a half, bro. I got up, and I'll never forget, bro. Drill Sergeant Ramos. She was one of the funniest drill sergeants, bro, that I had, but I had way more to come to. But man, Drill Sergeant Ramos, like she came up to me, like this is one tip right here. When you go to basic training, don't go in there with no fresh haircut. Go ahead and cut your hair before you get on that plane and go to basic training, because you will be a target. That's one thing. You do not want to be a target. You do not want to stand out. Just blend in. It will be so much easier at times if you just blend in. I didn't blend in. I wasn't the tallest. I wasn't the biggest. When I first got there, my first week, my first day, it was my hair. Man, the drill sergeant walked up and she was just steady looking at me all crazy. She was like, yeah, my son got a haircut like that. My son got a haircut like that. And I was like, I'm just minding my own business. I was like, I know this finna lead to something. Like, I already felt it. And if you follow me on social media, you know the kind of hair that I had. So like, she just kept on saying my son had hair like that. She was like, you got hair like that football player. I just can't think of his name. She left me alone probably like 30 minutes. She came back and she was like, you got hair like Odell Beckham. I can't wait to cut that shit. And I was like, oh, bro, here we go already. So they was already cracking jokes. And then after she said something, there's one thing about being in basic training. When one drill sergeant say something, they gonna multiply. They teleport from out of nowhere. I don't know how they do it, but it's just what happens. And next thing you know, Smoke came. I was like, yeah, you sure do got hair like Odell. I think I want to record you getting your hair cut. And I was like, that's what made me really nervous. Like, they really try to get in your head that first week. You got to ignore all that BS. They going to try to get in your head. But they actually had me shook right there because, like, I loved my hair. That's one thing about me. I love my hair. And I swear, I don't think my hair has even grown back the same way it was when I first went to basic training. When I got my first haircut, you're going to get your first haircut, like, you probably won't get it that same day when you get there, because we got there at night. If you get there like early in the morning, you might get your hair cut that same day, but if not, you're gonna get it the next day. Bro, when I got my hair cut, the girl did my head so bad, I swear to God, I wanted to cry. That was the first time I wanted to cry in basic training. She did my hair so bad, like she went in, like I'm thinking like she finna start just up here and go back. I had really thick and curly hair, like the clippers were getting stuck. So she'll go in from this way and she'll just snatch it out and come in from another direction. I'm like, bro, she really finna have mine patched up and everything. But she went in like that, came out, went sideways, came from the back. And eventually, bro, she just got my whole head to where it was bald. And like, I never felt like, bro, when I say I wanted to cry, like my drill sergeant saw it on my face, bro. I wanted to cry. Like, I wanted to break down and cry right then and there. And then my drill sergeant missed it, but just looked at me. She was like, yeah, I know you feel bad, don't it, bro? Anyways, after all of that stuff, with my hair. First, it was my hair. I really was it's like I was a target, but I don't know, other than my hair, I don't know how else I was a target. But another thing about basic training, you make one mistake. If you make one mistake, they will remember you. They will remember you, which leads on to what else that happened. It happened the next morning. I had 2 mornings back to back. I never caught a break. Those first 2 days, never caught a break. That day was normal. We got like our uniforms and boots, all that kind of stuff. Like you get a whole bunch of stuff. Like you got to go shopping and get the stuff. It's crazy. It's a lot of stuff. Like you finna be doing stuff like all day. Like that whole week, you're gonna be doing something like just about throughout the day. For like the first maybe 4 days, you're gonna be doing something like constantly. And the only break you really get is to eat, and then you're back doing something. But the next thing I ended up getting into, I don't know how. Like before I went, I always knew that you had to be, clean shaven. I always knew that. Like my granddad did 27 years or somewhere like that. So like I already knew about the clean shaven, but I didn't know that they won't let you slide if you know what I'm saying, you got like a couple prickles in your face. I ain't know they wouldn't let you slide. So everybody know me. I'm gonna try to bend the rules a little bit. So I shaved. The night before, I shaved. I ain't want to shave this week. I was like, ain't nobody gonna notice I didn't shave because I just shaved yesterday. Like my hair ain't finna grow that fast. So, by the way, I stayed on like I think the third floor. We was on the third floor. So we had to go all the way down. As soon as I got all the way down the stairs, like, mind you, I only had like 5 minutes to even get down there in the first place. Only had 5 minutes. Okay. Because everybody was shaving and stuff like that. And like, I was like, bro, I only got 5 minutes. I ain't got time to be shaving. I'll be straight. And I done ran down them stairs. And dude stopped me. I forgot his name. Drill sergeant stopped me on the dime. I said, dang, bro. I was like, what I done did now? I must have forgot something. So I'm sitting up there, I'm like trying to see like what could I have forgot. I wouldn't think about it was me not shaving. And he rubbed his hand up against me. I was like, oh, bro, I know he ain't about to do this. He said, did you shave this morning? Me being a dummy. I said, yup, I shaved. He said, oh, really? I said, yeah, I shaved. And he was like, well, how come you got like it's prickling from your face? And I was like, oh, I must have missed a spot. He said, well, you must have missed your whole face. So I had to run. He sent me back up. I think he got on to me just for lying to him. I should have probably just told him like I didn't shave. He sent me all the way back up to the third floor. He said, you got 2 minutes. And when they give you a time limit, do not play with them. I had 2 minutes on the dot to shave. So I ran up there, I'm just hollering. Sitting up there trying to shave. I cut myself, everything, sitting up there. But when I had 30 seconds left, tell me why he got on the intercom and was counting down. So I was sitting up there, I cut myself like twice, bro. I'm sitting up there just doing it. I ain't even like just doing like form, bro. I'm going all over, bro. I ain't have no type of strategy. I'm just doing it with my face. So my face beat up, marked up, bleeding. I was bleeding so bad, I couldn't even take a piece of tissue and just break it into pieces. Bro, I just took like the whole sheet of tissue and I was just sticking them on my face just so I could just get back downstairs in time. That's how bad it was. And I had got down there and dude straight looked at me. He said, I would send you back up there again because you did miss another spot. But it's breakfast, so I'm going to let you eat. But as soon as we get back, you still finna have to go back and do your face. So, bro, I had to shave my face it was twice that day. Technically, yeah. I had to do it twice that day. Okay, because after I left breakfast, I had to do it again. And then it became to where like, it got to the point where I had to shave twice a day. Like I had to, it was no choice. Like he would straight up pick on me and be like, okay, did you shave? Did you shave? So like, bro, it's crazy. But like the best tip I could give you when it come down to shaving, take you a razor and keep it in your uniform pocket. That's how you could really cheat the system with it. You gonna bump up. Don't get me wrong, you gonna bump up. You gonna bump up bad. But what you try to do is in the mornings, if you're running limited on time, first off, just practice trying to get up. Like even before you go to basic training, just practice trying to get up early in the morning, like just super early. Just put yourself on an early enough schedule of waking up. So like when you do go to basic training, it's not a huge difference. You know what I'm saying? You only just waking up like maybe 2 hours earlier. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be easier for you to do it. But try working on, just waking up at an early time. And then try to shave as much as you can whenever it is. Like whenever you do get up, try to shave as much as you can. It don't have to be perfect. And what you could do is just get enough that'll get you by. And then you'll have a spare razor in your pocket. And you can let's say you just go to the bathroom, like after breakfast or after lunch, you can go to the bathroom and you can go ahead and just patch it up. But you just want to get by early in the morning because I'm telling you, running up 3 flights of stairs ain't no joke, especially at 4:30 in the morning. I'm telling you, it's not fun. But that's what I had to do. You put that razor in your pocket and you'll be good to go. Those are the main tips. Like when it comes down to your first week, the main tips are cut your hair beforehand. Like you don't have to be bald, but just don't come up in there with no dreads or Odell hair. Well, Odell cut his hair down, but that old Odell hair, don't come up in there with it, or just the Ezekiel Elliott hair. Don't come up in there with all of that, or full beard. Man, cut all that stuff before you come, or at least get it down some. I'm telling you, it's gonna hurt your soul. When you got all of that hair, and them folk gonna go, man, them folk gonna take them clips, go through your shit like they got a lawnmower. They do not care. I'm telling you, they will go in sideways at angles, front to back. They will spin circles on you, bro. They do not care. I'm telling you. And they're gonna have that little vacuum cleaner sucking up all that hair. So you ain't gonna even, the thing about it, you'll never see your hair touch that ground. That's the saddest part. You can't at least get your last few moments with your hair. It's gone bye-bye. It's feeling, they feel zoom, zoom, and it's sucking it on up. Cut your hair and just try not to be a target, bro. Just blend in. I'm telling you, blend in. And also, keep yourself in shape too. Go ahead and do that. Start working out. You don't have to do anything extreme. Just practice doing push-ups. Like do push-ups before bed every night. Do some sit-ups before bed every night. Like you want to get into that, because once you go to basic training, that's going to be your number one exercise. You're going to be pushing. For no reason, you're going to be pushing. That day came where it was time for me to go to the real deal. So we got these buses. We ain't have no buses. So this really where it go. This the day where it just go crazy. You'll probably be at I forgot what they call it. It's a certain little name for it. But after that, they gonna load everything up. Like you get all of your gear. They gonna sit you outside. You gonna have one big duffel bag. All of your belongings will be in that one big duffel bag. Actually, you have your big duffel bag and you have your personal bag. That's it. That's all you got. So whatever that don't fit in them, over with, gotta go in the trash. That's when you know it's finna get real, bro. You see cattle trailers, your heart gonna just drop, bro, because you know, like, dang, bro. Like, that's how I was. When I saw him, I'm like, bro, I'm real life finna go to basic training. All they gonna do is just write a number on your bag, and whatever your number is, like, whenever you get there, they just gonna point you to where you're supposed to go. Like, somebody gonna say 1, somebody gonna say 2, 3, whatever. You just gonna branch out. I got on the cattle ranch, bus said, no talking. Bro, you packed, when I say you packed like sardines in that cattle trailer, I swear, bro, it ain't even no moving. It ain't no moving. Bro, you so close on people, like it ain't no watch out. No, bro, you on them. Like, y'all stuck together. Y'all like some rice. I fell on the girl. Because whenever you you can't hold on to nothing, because you supposed to grab your bag like that. You supposed to hug your bag and look down in there. Man, I did that, and like them folk drive crazy. I don't know what it is. So in the cattle thing, it ain't nothing you can hold on. I wasn't near anything that I could hold on to. Like some people, they got to be on the railings and stuff. I got unlucky. So I was sitting up there trying to stand and like hold my balance, bro. It was a girl like 5152. Man, dude hit a bump or something, man. Everybody on my road, bro. And I had Boogie on one side, and bro, I said, man, dude hit a bump. All us just went all kind of direction. I felt so sorry for the poor girl. Me and my bag just laid on the girl, man. And drill sergeant was like in reaching distance, bro. So I ain't want to be like, oh, I'm sorry, because I'm like, dang, bro, probably finna cuss me out if I go to apologize. I stood up there, and bro, shark attack. It called shark attack for a reason. They opened the doors on them cattle trailers. And when I say all hell broke loose, I mean that all hell broke loose. I took off. They just say run. And guess what I did? I took off. That's all I did. I saw like 6 drill sergeants coming at me. I don't know what it was. They like I was a target. Mind you, it's like 300 of y'all. But 6 of them were coming for me. But guess what saved me? That same girl I fell on. No, I think it was the same girl I actually fell on. She was running. The girl tripped and fell. And when she fell, all of their heads turned and looked down at the ground and her. But I felt so sorry for the girl, but the girl was crying on the ground, bro. Face red. I was like, they were snapping. And like me, I was sitting up there looking. But I ain't want to look too long. I was sitting up there looking outside my eye. I'm just steady running. I got there. Shark attack really gonna shake you. I promise you. Shark attack gonna shake you. Well, the whole time you at basic training, I don't care what happened. Do not laugh. If you laugh, that is your ass. Do not laugh. If you laugh, just don't get caught. If you laugh, they teleport. That's one thing about drill sergeants, bro. They teleport. I don't know if they got like secret like buttons in their uniform or something where they press a certain button and like buddy know to come. I don't know what it is. They teleport. If one get on to you, it's like they multiply by the time you blink. It's like one yelling at you, and then next thing you know it's 3. Then next thing you know it's like 10 of them. And you sitting up there, you don't even know who to look at or who to listen to, because the thing about them, they ain't finna yell one at a time. They're yelling all at the same time. So you don't know who you're supposed to listen to. So you just sitting up there looking stupid. And the whole time you looking stupid, get what? They still yelling. All I know is once they say drop to that ground, front lean and wrist, you better get down there and just push. Don't even count, bro. Don't count unless they tell you to count. Just don't count, because you're going to lose count. And if you lose count, you're going to be in something else too, because I lost count. I had to start over. Bro, I'm telling you, but it's crazy, but it's the most fun. Like, this the first week, bro. It was really fun. I ain't gonna lie. It was strict. It was like kind of stressful at first, because that's just not something I was used to. I wasn't used to just getting yelled at by multiple people and stuff like that. This happened in the first week too now. This is when I knew I had messed up. I just told artists about this earlier today. This is when I knew I had messed up. Crazy at the stuff that you'll have to do. Like, as I tell the other parts of my basic training experience, you'll see the crazier things that you'll have to do. But for this right here, just blew my mind. This dude, he did something. I think he talked back to the drill sergeant. Like, and one thing about the first week, like when you first get there, folks be thinking they hard and stuff, but them folks is not hard. Them folks making a fool out of themselves. And that boy made a fool out of himself. Made this man go outside and mop the sidewalk in a thunderstorm. Swear to God, this dude was outside mopping the sidewalk in a thunderstorm. This is the thing about it. They didn't just get him to mop and tell him to go outside and he was just sitting out there mopping, bro. No, they stepped it up. They gave him the mop. They gave him a full mop bucket, like soap water, the pine saw, and was mopping the sidewalk, bro. In his uniform, in a thunderstorm, out here mopping the sidewalk. Those are one of the craziest things I have seen at basic training. Imagine you going there your first week and somebody outside in a thunderstorm mopping the sidewalk. There's really just an overview of my, my first week there. Dude mopping the sidewalk. Go up in there. Don't have no wild hair, all of this stuff. Man, handle that stuff at home. Prepare beforehand. I ain't saying you gotta be in top shape, but just do some push-ups, do sit-ups, pull-ups will help. I ain't gonna lie. Like, a lot of people be like, man, only Marines really be doing pull-ups. Bro, if you come across that right drill sergeant, bro, I swear, you're gonna be doing a lot of pull-ups. And I did a lot of pull-ups. I had to pay rent a lot. And, pull-ups was the way I had to pay a lot. So pull-ups, and there's a lot of exercises too that you'll be doing that requires you to be able to do a pull-up, because there'll be different variations of a pull-up that you will have to do. But I'll explain that like in another video and stuff. Put yourself on like an earlier schedule to where, you're gonna have to get up there. When you go to basic training, you have to get up at like 4:30. So like, it'll be best, like, I ain't gonna say, start waking up at 4:30 right now. I know some people at basic training that actually did back then, but just start getting up at like 6:30, 6:30, 7 o'clock, because if you can get up 6:30, 7 o'clock and feel perfectly normal, cutting 2 hours off ain't gonna hurt. Don't laugh, don't get caught laughing anyways. It's okay to laugh. It's gonna be some time where you just can't help it. But, for the most part, do not go in there trying to show your ass, none of that, because they gonna show you. If you wanna act a fool, they gonna make you look like one. I promise you, they gonna make you look identical to one, and they gonna have fun doing it. When you go, I understand it's a lot of people that may have manners. You're being respectful, and when you normally talk to people, so don't say no ma'am, don't say no yes sir, yes ma'am, don't say no sir, no ma'am, unless it's an officer. You ain't gonna even come across any officers when you first get there. So don't you even have ma'am or sir don't even have it in your vocabulary. Delete it. Because if you call a drill sergeant a ma'am or a sir, I'm gonna pray for you. For Army, It's for Army basic training. I don't know about the Air Force or the Navy, none of that. But for the Army, don't you go up in there saying no, yes sir, yes ma'am, no sir, no ma'am. Don't you do it. They at your neck instantly. Like they gonna snap so fast you ain't gonna you ain't gonna even be able to have time to react to it. So if you got manners and stuff, that's cool, but leave that stuff at home when you get there. You'll learn. And I slipped up a couple times, you know what I'm saying? I got smoked for it. But I mean, like they can tell the kind of person that you are when you first get there. Like they just know. Like they could pick up on how you were, like how you were raised and stuff like that. So like they wouldn't really just extremely too hard on me about that stuff. Cause like I slipped up and said that like throughout the time because I had 2 female drill sergeants. So like honestly, it was like that was like my mom. They were like my moms for the whole time I was being there. So like that was just off of instinct. If they told me to do something, like sometimes I just get caught slipping. I try to keep that in mind. I mean, later down the line, they gonna understand like where you came from and stuff like that. Cause I mean, I don't know if y'all might have to do that. Like we actually had to write like a brief summary about ourselves before we went. But I mean, other than that, don't use yes ma'am and no sir, all that stuff. But don't say ma'am and sir. You got to delete that from your vocabulary until you like start being around like officers and stuff like that. That's when you use that. My first week was pretty fun. You know, it showed me a lot. It shook me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty shook for like the first couple weeks, and then eventually, like you know, what I'm saying, I ain't gonna even say the first couple weeks. I say like the first week I was kind of shook, but then I started to adapt and stuff like that. Another thing. If you scared of needles, go ahead and get ready because you got a lot of shots coming. But we had folk passing out. If you scared of needles and stuff, hey, you got a lot of shots. I basically got stabbed in my arm because that's why I said don't be laughing. I was giggling going through the line getting shots. Do you know how stupid that is? I'm laughing going through the shot line. And one of them actually caught me sleeping. I sitting up there, I got my shots. Like, it's 2 people that be on the side. But at the end, it was just a person on the left. So I'm thinking that, you know, after I got through the first 4 people, you know what I'm saying, I'd be straight. So like, you know what I'm saying, they hit me, and then I'm sitting up there steady laughing at Buddy the whole time. You know like how when stuff hurt, but it kind of tickled at the same time? It was like that too. Then I was nervous. Then dude in front of me, so I'm just really just giggling. The girl at the end, she said something, and I don't even know what she said. I just said, huh? I saw her hand coming in slow motion, bro. It was like when Squidward went and tried to pop Bubble Buddy and it was going in slow motion. That is how it was with me. Bro, it's like the needle will come into my arm in slow motion. And I was like, oh, snap, bro. Like, she real life finna do this. And just dug it in my arm. After that, I ain't laughed no more for the rest of the day. I was fire hot the rest of the day. I learned my lesson right then and there. First week, you know what I'm saying, shots, getting PTs, uniforms, stuff like that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It ain't really bad. You probably gonna be shook, but it was still fun. I ain't gonna say that was the funnest week. The top five funnest weeks. Honestly, you learn a lot that first week. You really do. Not just about yourself, but you learn a lot just in general. Like you learn a lot about life, just being there. You know what I'm saying? Fun experience. Honestly, I would not redo my first week there. Yeah, I wouldn't redo my first week there because I'm scared of needles. So I would just skip the first week just so I wouldn't have to get shots all over again, honestly. And get my hair cut. I would, hell no. I wouldn't redo that. But other than that, first week, pretty fun. It wasn't like just extremely just crazy like how other people were making it seem to me. I was on YouTube watching videos of folk like saying this and that. I'm being 100% real. It was not that bad, promise you. And the food is fire. They finna have you right. I swear. You finna eat so good, bro. 3 times a day, you finna eat some fire food. Breakfast was my favorite. Nobody touching on Army breakfast. Hands down. If you want to debate, please hit me up. I don't care if you talking about IHOP, I don't care. Ain't nobody on the United States soil, like Corporation Restaurant, they are not fooling with an Army breakfast. I don't care. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. If you want to hear like part 2, part 2 will be about, everything from in between. I mean, everything from after my first week to, the week before going home. I mean, graduation, basically. So, that'll be the next video. Part 3 will be graduation week and going home after that and stuff like that, because like honestly graduation week is crazy all on its own. Like it's just crazy, bro. It's 1 week, but it's just crazy. It's so much fun, and like it's just a lot of memories that just be made, bro. There's just like that's when graduation week is like you really reminisce on like how far you came. It's really crazy. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already a subscriber, so you can be in on part 2, part 3. I'll make a couple more videos on like specifically on what can you do to improve like your basic training experience. That's and tips for like fitness and stuff. I'll break off into other separate videos to do that, just to help you out. So before you go, you're basically, you can just skate on through. Well, I ain't gonna say skate on through because I don't know how you are personally, mentally, or physically, but I will just provide you with everything that you need to know on hand, so at least you'll have an idea of it for when you do go to basic training. But thank you for tuning in. I'm out.